Good evening, friends. I hope this Thursday night finds you well. Welcome to the most prestigious arena in all of FIFA. This is the One Play Esports Spectrum. Don't look at me like that, Nitin. You know it's true. I said it, so it must be. It is match night 13 in the One Play Pro Club Challenge, which means it's going to be unlucky for someone. Will it be unlucky for Vietnam or Thailand? We will find out very shortly. I've given him a pre-introduction. Now let me give him his proper introduction. The man sat to my right is the godfather of gaming, the man that puts the E into esports. He is the notorious Nitin Nambiar. And Nitin, as always, you're looking very colourful, very radiant, and we are all looking forward to your insightful analysis of what we hope will be another top matchup in the round of 32 in the One Play Pro Club Challenge. What say you?
Yeah, thanks, man. Feeling sharp today, feeling good, feeling refreshed. Looking forward to the clash today between Phui FC and Buffalo Run, Vietnam versus Thailand. Doesn't get bigger than this, does it?
It certainly doesn't. It is a big one. When Vietnam take on Thailand in anything, it's always competitive. Remember on match night 1, when the Royal Cavaliers got the better of Daruma Pro Club of Thailand, that was a belter. This is going to be a belter too. And just to lighten the mood, because we're all suffering. I know Vietnam has eased some restrictions. The news from Thailand today, and I should say Sawadi Kop and Sing Chow as well to our friends in Thailand and Vietnam respectively. I must say Sawadi Kop properly. Sawadi Kop, good to have you with us. Obviously the news for Thailand, like Singapore now, under quite strict restrictions up until the 1st of June. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, stay safe and listen to what your government is telling you. Tonight, for the first time, we are cross-streaming live on the VPG network, Virtual Pro Gaming. Great to have both Yusuf and Hisham with us tonight in the arena for VPG. I spoke to Aaron, the CEO of VPG, earlier over there in the UK. He's very excited about something I'm going to tell you in a minute. Just to lighten the mood, though, because it's very serious, this One Play Pro Club Challenge. I'm going to try and come up with a joke, a show. So today's joke, Nitin, is what do you call a magician when he retires? What do you call a magician when he retires?
A regular person.
No, Ian.
Ian. Oh.
Do you see what I've done there?
No more magic.
Correct. See?
Okay, I got one for you as well.
Oh, go on then.
What do you call a fly that can't fly?
I've no idea. Well, I don't know what. An ant?
It's called a walk. Because he can't fly anymore.
A wok, as in a Chinese cooking?
A walk, as in a walk. Because he can't fly, he walks now.
Okay, I think my one was better. Anyway,
Let
I
us know in the
think
comments.
we tried comedy. Let's now get back to the action. We are in week 5, of course. This is the second game in week 5. I hope you're with us on Tuesday. If you weren't, you missed an absolute belter as the Thai gang got the better of RDS VFC. RDS VFC just couldn't find the back of the net, and Thai gang looked strong. And that made it 4 Thai teams through to the round of 16. Can Buffalo Run make it 5 tonight? Or will Phui FC make it 3 teams through for Vietnam? And we've got an all-Singapore clash to look forward to on Saturday. Pack 6 squared legend against M16 FC. Before we turn our attention fully to the One Play Pro Club Challenge, if you weren't with us on Tuesday and have missed this blockbuster announcement, Nitin, give me a drum roll, please. Starting next Wednesday with a draw coming to you live as part of our coverage of Saturday's Pro Club Challenge. It is the tournament to end all tournaments. We are pitting the best 8 C nations up against each other in the first ever One Play C Championship. This is going to be huge. Just take a look at what lies in store. We've got Singapore, we've got Malaysia, we've got Indonesia, we've got Vietnam, we've got Myanmar, Brunei, and the Philippines as well. Great to have the Philippines with us. So many of you on the Facebook page asking from the Philippines if you can be a part of it, and you'll be able to be a part of it from next Wednesday when the first game gets underway in the group stage. The group draw, by the way, will bring you live on Saturday as part of our match coverage. And the big controversy already, and there's going to be some pressure on Youssef from VPG on this because he was the man in charge of making this decision. I don't think he wanted me to say that, by the way. Sorry, Youssef. No seeding for Vietnam. Indonesia comes straight in as seeds, and what we've seen from Vietnam team so far, whichever group A or Group B, Vietnam land in, that will be the group of death.
Yeah, definitely. Vietnam have done superb in the tournament so far. Both their teams have gone through. They've shown a really high quality of play, high attacking intent, always looking for goals. So good luck to. I mean, it's going to be tough either way, but good luck to whoever faces Vietnam.
Really tricky tournament to call. It's going to last 5 weeks. It will come to you help me getting this right, every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. So do the maths, girlfriends. That means we've now got 6 nights, every night, 11 p.m. Singapore time, GMT +8, of FIFA Pro Club action coming to you live and exclusive on the One Play Sports Network. As always, we want to hear from you. It's all about the LSFC here at One Play Sports. Like, share, follow, comment. I can see the comments box on the Facebook page is busy as a bee already, and there's an email address for you as well. If you want to get a shout out to us in advance, the email address studio@oneplaysports.com, and we have a shout out. Are you ready for the shout out? Because Farmy has emailed us at studio@oneplaysports.com, and he said he'd just like to give a big shout out to Freslar, who's the much loved manager of the Raiders VFC, are a big part of this Southeast Asian esports community. So big shout out. Give Freslar a big shout out.
Oh, shout out to who?
Freslar.
Freslar. Shout out to Freslar, bro. Thanks for actually no idea. Who's the guy who sent that email?
Farmy.
So shout out to Farmy and Freslar. Hope you guys are happy with the shout out, and do send us more shout outs. We're happy to incorporate them into the show.
Just making a note, must start rehearsing the shout out.
Yeah, that was random, bro.
We work on the hoofing. There's no auto cues here. This is the danger zone. We live by the seat of our pants. Right, it's already at 11:05 local time. Let's crack on. This is the One Play Pro Club Challenge. If you're new to the One Play Pro Club Challenge, where have you been for the last 12 match nights? 1,700 Singapore dollars in prize money. The best 32 teams from across Southeast Asia. We are nearing the end of the round of 32. Will very shortly be on to the round of 16. And if you're wondering if the team that you follow are playing in this might help guide you in the right direction. This is the bracket that will suddenly get us to a grand final with big money up for grabs. You can see it really is filling up. The left-hand side of the round of 32 draw has been completed, and that will show you here. La Rojak Football taking on To The Moon. That's going to be an absolute cracker on the 9th of May. It's also ones to watch against the Royal Cavaliers, our first winners from Thailand. That's on the 12th of May. To the bottom left-hand side of the draw, Maximus of Malaysia against Tiki Taka of Singapore. I think many people have flagged that as the tie of the round in the round of 16. That's on the 19th of May. Katnino of Thailand, how impressive were they in the demolition job again? Densetsu of Singapore winning 7-0. They will be taking on the Hyenas in an all-Thai clash. That's on the 21st of May. But now, in these final nights of the round of 32, it's all about the right-hand side of the draw. We already know VM Brothers will take on Amigos on the 14th of May. The shady shapeshifters, those devilishly cheating cheats, the only unseeded team to make it through to the round of 16 so far. They'll take on the Thai gang. That's on the 16th of May. And now we get to the bottom quarter, which is going to start to take shape starting tonight all the way through till next week. And we'll find out who will get through at Phui FC and Buffalo Run very shortly. Let's whittle through the fixtures that have already been played recently and run you through the round of 16 schedule, just in case you didn't catch it. Katnino 7, Densetsu VFC 0. That was, 9 days ago now? God, seems like a lifetime ago. Amigos through against One Godlike. X-Force United dumped out by the unseeded shady shapeshifters. Thai gang on Tuesday getting the better of RDS VFC. That takes us to tonight's match. It's Thailand up against Vietnam. We'll bring you that one live in just a couple of moments' time. Pacific Squared against M16 is an all-Singaporean clash on Saturday. Brotherhood, another Vietnamese team, almost certain you fancy to go through against Old Man United. And the worst generation. Have we saved the worst till last? Well, we have, because the worst generation against Kerapok VFC in an all-Malaysian affair will be the last game in the round of 32. And that comes to you a week tonight. So now you know what is in store. We can start turning our attention to tonight's big matchup after we run through the games in the round of 16. As I've already eloquently mentioned, To The Moon against La Rojak on the 9th of May. Ones to watch, Royal Cavaliers on the 12th. VM Brothers Amigos on the 14th. Shapeshifters, Thai Gang, or... that should have been changed. It's already Thai gang through on the 16th of May. Maximus against Tiki Taka, Katnino against Hyenas, and Pacific Squared or M16 against PFC and Buffalo Run. And then you see the last game as well, which will be determined by the winners of our last two games in the round of 16. So, let's get on with it. Tonight's matchup. It's Vietnam against Thailand, a repeat of the country battle in match night 1. And there's no question the dogs are barking for this PFC. They'll start red-hot favourites tonight, Nitin, against the Buffalo Soldiers of Buffalo Run.
Yep, as we've seen in the tournament so far, the seeded teams have gone through bar 1. Shapeshifters obviously causing the upset there. So we'd expect to see Phui put on a good show for us today. But having said that, they're coming up against Buffalo Run, who are currently 4th in the Thai league, whereas Phui FC are 3rd in the Vietnam league. So, in terms of quality, these guys are pretty similar, so expect a tight encounter.
But what league would be stronger, the Vietnamese league or the Thai league?
From what I've seen, I guess the Vietnamese league, we've seen 2 teams already qualify without any problems. The Thai teams have had teams knocked out, so I would say the Vietnam League is definitely stronger.
Facebook comments box is buzzing. I'll give you all a mention if you've been mentioning us on the Facebook comments page in just a moment. So get those comments in, like, share, follow, comment. We need to get to the team news because there has been some significant late changes from the seeds here. The favourites in Phui FC. So a couple of alterations from what you see on the screen there. Sir Alex now comes in at right back. They've had a change at centre back. Hugh Milik now moves across one slot. He'll be playing centre back. And there's a change, and an interesting change as well, because it's not a personnel change. It's a positional change, because Farmer Akai and Du Mijim, who is the big playmaker and the leading goal scorer for Phui FC, they've changed. Does that surprise you that Du Mijim, despite being the team's leading goal scorer, has moved back into a more defensive role?
It does surprise me. I think he's their creative lead. He's got 323 goals in 1,101 appearances, so that guy knows where the back of the net is. Unfortunately, he'll be playing in a slightly more defensive role today. On to the formations. Phui FC are playing a 4-5-1. Where else? Buffalo Run are playing a 4-4-2. And the Buffalo Run striker, Mr. El Colonze, he has an impressive goal scoring record as well. He's got 437 goals in 1,120 appearances. So we're talking about two sides that have players with plenty of experience, and they know what they're doing.
1,120 appearances. Now we reckon, what do we reckon? Each half is 6 minutes, 12 minutes. That's a lot of minutes playing FIFA. This guy's got to be good. How many minutes do you reckon you've played playing FIFA in your lifetime?
Wow, minutes.
Hours.
Man, over thousands, and that's just FIFA. You're forgetting other games as well. So,
and see, young kids.
I haven't gone out enough.
Young kids watching at home. When your parents are saying to you, "You're spending far too much time on the PlayStation. You need to start worrying about your studies," they're wrong, because all those hours he put in at FIFA, and he now gets to take his seat in the most prestigious arena in esports.
It was all worth it.
Esports Spectrum. Right, before we go to kickoff, because we are going to head very shortly to the first leg, it should be at the Last Game Stadium. Let me rattle off some names here who've been kind enough to comment on the Facebook page. Plenty from Vietnam. Xing Chao, if you're watching in Vietnam. Sawadi Cup, if you're in Thailand. Great to have you with us. We've got Suki's with us. We've got Rizal's with us. One of your fans is here, Mitten, Mohanan. We've got Aditi, RJ, Mohanan again. They're all over you. Mohanan's a big fan of yours. He says the shirt brings out your eyes, Nittin.
Oh man, thanks, Mohanan. I like what I see too, bro.
I'm a bit worried about that. Jiroat we've got with us. Samsul. Tring Tai is with us from Vietnam, saying, "Come on, Phui FC, with love from Vietnam." We've got VPG Singapore watching us. Pang Nyok Chu Hien as well, saying Jimmy Doi. So we'll be keeping an eye out for Jimmy Doi on the pitch. Osman's with us. Sends when's the next game? Osman, the next game is coming up very shortly. The next game after this, of course, is match night 14 on Saturday. We've also got Hao Ning with us. Nhung Tang. Lots of guys from Vietnam. Many thanks, Vietnam. You're very welcome. Jordan Tan is with us as well, as is Ivak, who's giving a shout out to Matty Bradley. And Osman Kaibas says this guy, he's an amazing caster.
Ooh.
Shout out to the caster. He's killing it. The question is, who does he mean, you or me?
I'm going to say me.
Yeah, I thought you would. Let's get pitch side. It's the Last Game Stadium for the first leg in this two-legged encounter. Remember, away goals count double. Buffalo Run will be playing in the yellow of Watford.
Right.
PFC in the colours of Parma of Italy. So it'll be Buffalo Run playing from left to right in this first half. PFC of Vietnam in the white playing from right to left.
Yeah, we got a bit caught up pre-match. We haven't given our predictions for this game.
Go on quickly.
I'm going for an upset. Buffalo Run. Come on, boys.
Controversial. He's been advised against that. Yusuf says that Vietnam will definitely win this. But Nitin, with perhaps a throw forward in mind to his next trip to the glamorous nightlife of Phuket, is trying to make his friends in Thailand early. Oh, that's a big giveaway.
Oh, no.
And straight away, PFC have been allowed in, and that was a real bad mistake by Buffalo Run, and they've just about survived. But what were they thinking there, Nitin? An early defensive lap, 3 virtual minutes in.
Really, really unacceptable. I think the manager will be on the player for that. You just can't be having moments like that. It can ruin the entire game.
Here's Jong Yak trying to get it away, but he's usurped as Buffalo Run bring it away with Potty Hulk. Potty Hulk or Potty Hulk? We'll work on that. Here's B-Real Studio. B-Real Studio inside to Jetamon. This is better. They're looking a bit more solid now, Buffalo Run, but look at the pressing game being employed by PFC, and it's impressive. They had to find a way to pass through them, and Buffalo Run have done just that now to the byline. First chance to attack. What a tackle that is. Superb defensive work from the Vietnamese there.
Yeah, really good stuff overall. Really positive start from both sides. Both sides have had the ball in dangerous territories, and that's what we want to see.
Beck Wang inside. That's a promising ball down the left and a great first time cross. Can he control it? Pung? Yeah, he can. Gets the 1-2 back to the edge of the area. And Buffalo Run just closing them down. But this is nice first touch football from Phui FC.
Yeah, it's very nice, tidy passing. You can see their players are all very composed on the ball, looking for options. Oh, just as I say that, they've got a real... Oh.
Commentators curse both ways, Nitin. I'm used to doing that myself. Mikey gets it back. Does Mikey? Cagey start from both teams here. I think there's a bit of big stage nerves here. It's not every day you get to play in the One Play esports spectrum, Nitin. It does have an effect. Those butterflies start to go in the virtual stomachs.
Yeah, tournaments always have a different feel to them. When you play a casual game against a friend, you can be as calm and composed as you want. But when you're under a tournament setting, you always have that extra nerves. And I think both sides are feeling it at the moment.
Berbatov initially got it away from Art Style, but Buffalo Run have got it back in the black and yellow halves of Watford. Bit of football trivia. Nitin, what's Watford's nickname?
The Hornets.
Correct. Come on, you Horns is what they sing at Vicarage Road. Don't think this is a model of Vicarage Road, this pitch, Art Style. Oh, Pot Hulk just couldn't find a way through, but that's a great recovery. What a marvellous bit of work.
Art Style, come on, Buffalo!
Oh, it's in the post!
I think it's hit the post.
Oh, what a chance that was. Be Real Studio. You don't get much closer than that. Should really be Buffalo 1, Phui FC 0, and we've got a game on in it. At the moment, your prediction of the second shock of the tournament with a seed team being knocked out looks like it's a live runner.
Yeah, I genuinely want to see an unseeded team go through.
Here.
I want to see another unseeded team go through for sure. I think we've had enough seeded teams. Time for the unseeded teams to step up their game and cause some upsets.
Tomcat did really well. That's dangerous.
Very loose
Both
pass.
teams are living dangerously. I think they're the shakiest defensive lines we've seen in terms of the overall line of both of them. In any game so far, got to be offside. Had to be offside, surely.
He missed.
How on earth did he stay onside there? Keeper did well coming out. Did VK Nyong.
Yeah, the Buffalo Run team had a bit of a shaky start. In the first 3 minutes, they lost possession in a dangerous position. But since then, it's all been Phui FC. They've been making the mistakes at the back. And unfortunately for them, Buffalo Run haven't made them pay yet.
Art Style and Poke the Hulk linking up well. Goa gets it away. There's Berbatov to Jammy. Be Real Studio.
I think Phui FC are trying to be a bit too calm in their possession. They keep losing the ball.
Look at this. It's El Colon on the charge. El Colon's Be Real Studio has gone close already. Berbatov manages to get it away. Berbatov did a good job in that central defensive midfield role at the moment for Phui FC as Goa tries to get the Vietnamese going, but they'll be aware now, if they weren't before it, and they're in a real game, and maybe they were sensible to make a couple of positional alterations early on. They clearly did their reconnaissance on Buffalo Run and knew they'd be a good team. Nice play from Don Kiat. Is he onside? Yes, he is. Cross comes in and it's out for the first corner of the game. 31 virtual minutes in.
Good defending there by Coco Jang, and it's been a really entertaining first 30 minutes. Shame we haven't got a goal. I think Buffalo Run deserve to be in the lead here, but they haven't managed to take their chances, and Phui FC will have their own chances in a bit.
Edge of the area, Pekka Wang went for a cute ball there, couldn't quite get it through. Does appear to be a couple of players on the pitch that weren't in either of the initial lineup or the altered one, so bear with us on that.
Pretty sure connection issues are hampering
no bots,
countries.
I don't see any bots to United.
That's good to see. These guys have plenty of players in reserve, and the reserves have to shine today.
Here's Keddy to the back. Berbatov. Berbatov's looked good defensively. Going forward, he made a mistake there. And Art Style with Be Real Studio, who are having a real good game in the middle of the park for Buffalo Run. Get it away, but mistakes from both teams creeping in here. Neither of them able to really have sustained runs of possession. And that heavy touch from Jimmy means Be Real Studio can bring it away once more as we rapidly approach half-time. The deadlock's not been broken.
Yeah, it's been, I would say Buffalo Run have had the better of the first half chances, but it's not unfair to say it's been a very even first half, both sides feeling each other out. We may see more goal-mouth action in the second half.
I think I'm right in saying that in our 12 matches so far, I think we've only had 3 games where there's been no goal scored in the first half of the first leg. We've had plenty of games where the goals dry up late on, but early on, traditionally in this tournament so far, there have been first half goals, and we've seen some late goals at the end of the first half on the first leg as well. And I thought for a minute we might get another one, but the Buffalo Run boys and the Watford colours get it away.
Yeah, I think I'm actually surprised in the first half we've seen so many goals. Teams would usually use the first half as a chance to gauge their opponents' find out their weaknesses and try and target them in the second half.
Keep giving us your comments on the Facebook page. Like, share, follow, comment. LSFC here is the mantra of the One Play Sports community, where we are connecting communities and creating heroes and trying to create a goal. Now it's Berbatov. And Jeff Wan just did enough to get it away. Might have been Jetamon actually in the end.
We've actually seen Phui FC grow into the game over the last 15 minutes. They look a lot more composed on the ball and have created some threatening positions, but no shots as yet.
We'll go to half-time with the scores goalless, and we're none the wiser as to who's going to qualify from this. Remember, we're effectively only a quarter of a way through the action tonight. We play 2 legs home and away. This is the home leg for the unseeded team, Buffalo Run. They don't lead, but they have given Phui FC a couple of mighty scares, most notably from Be Real Studio, who hit the post.
Yeah, excellent effort. Cut it onto his left foot, took the shot early. Keeper was well beaten, but unfortunately for him, it hit the post, and that goes back to the saying about no home advantage.
Let's have a look at the stats. Just edging it in the possession stats are Phui FC. You can see, look at that's the telling stat for me. Not a single shot on goal from the seeded team here, Nitin.
Yeah, but as we've seen earlier in the tournament, Maximus had 3 shots and scored all 3 goals and went through 3-0 in fact. So not the end of the world in terms of not creating chances. It's about taking them when you do get them.
Fans on the Facebook page says, Viva Amigos. Amigos, of course, we saw them earlier on in the tournament getting the better of one godlike in a really tight game. Shout out to Hisham from the Ultra Pro Sports Boy. Hisham from VPG is with us, Virtual Pro Gaming, along with Youssef in the arena tonight. Better Bird, go, go, says Malem. So go, go, Better Bird is the cry there. Can Better Bird get it done as we start the second half with Buffalo running the Watford colours from right to left and the Vietnamese in the white Phui FC playing from left to right?
Yeah, touching on that home advantage again, we saw them hit the post and they're the home team, so not really an advantage, is it? Not much of an advantage, at least. Even if you're at home, it doesn't mean you've got any luck or anything like that.
Well, confident start to this second half from Buffalo Run. Farmy says, shout out to Hisham. We've got a shout out here from Lukiao Jarachut, who says the Pote Hulk is his favourite player. We're keeping an eye out for him. Be Real Studio. Here's Pote the Hulk, who's got his fans. Here's Jetamin. Gets it through to El Colons. And noticeable in this game more than the others. They're just trying to play it straight through the middle. Both teams, aren't they? They're not really exaggerating the wing play in the early parts of this first match.
Yeah, that's my preferred style. So I like to break teams down the centre, but sometimes if that isn't working, you've got to start bombing your left and right back forward.
And now Bakwang does just that and gets a corner out of it. This will be Phui FC's second corner of the match, and it's straight into no man's land and headed away easily from Buffalo Run. There was not a white shirt near that, Nitin. That was poor set-piece play from the seeded teams of Vietnam.
Was a decent delivery, but no one near the ball, and it almost led to a really good counter-attack by the Buffalo Run team, but they decided to slow things down and play it back.
Here's Jetamin. Jetamin gets it to Pote the Hulk. What can he do? Got plenty of time and space on the ball here. Can he find the perfect pass? He can. Here's Art Style jiggering and jaggering into the area. Ooh. Still Art Style looking for the option. Oh, look at this. He's met them all. Got all over the shop. Surely! Goal!
They've got it! Yes,
Buffalo
boys!
Run break the deadlock. And it's the Thais that lead the Vietnamese early in the second half. And on balance, they deserves it. And Pia Pong, with a 58-minute goal, has made it Buffalo Run 1, Phui FC 0.
I love that cross. That cross to the far post was just phenomenal. The person on the right got the shot away. Keeper got the save, but Port was right there to spill in the rebound, as any good striker should do.
Marvellous work down the flank as well. We talked about mixing it up, and that goal actually has come from a bit of play down that left-hand flank. And now, of course, Phui FC, the seeded team, are in a bit of bother here. Nitin, remember, said we get a shock, and at the moment, it looks like we might do. Better Bird, Pote the Hulk, they're playing with a swagger now. Ooh. Our Buffalo Run. Look at this, Nitin, really fast and easy on the eye, this football to watch. Pote the Hulk with a rare bad pass, and Goa, though, can pick up the pieces for Phui FC.
Yeah, Buffalo Run should take this time to maybe regather their shape, because now they definitely know the other team will be on the front foot.
Keeper came there. Don't see many keepers in FIFA wearing tracksuit bottoms, but he did enough sniping Lien in goal for Buffalo Run to avert that danger.
Yeah, he did enough right at the end there, but
I get the feeling the Vietnamese now are going to pull their fingers out. Will a goal lead be enough? Crucially, with a goal lead without conceding an away goal, will it be enough for them in the second leg, Nitin?
For Buffalo Run?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think as the unseeded side, they'd be thrilled to be leading 1-0 and holding the clean sheet, taking it into the second leg. All they need is a goal there to cause all sorts of problems for Phui and their manager.
There's Jimmy. to Keddy. Now, it's telling, isn't it? Tomcat on the ball now. There's clearly been a couple of very late changes to the Phui FC lineup, and I wonder whether that's hindering their game plan for tonight. Goa, Dunquap. They're just winning the midfield battle, Buffalo Run, aren't they? And he's onside here. And Betterbird, one man to beat Betterbird. He was the man that created the only goal of the game so far. Be Real Studio, they're looking really sharp down this left-hand side. Pote the Hulk, can he find an option? He's being penned in. Gets support in the shape. Well, I was going to say in the shape of Jankando, but Nyong the Life gets it away. And we're now down to just 18 virtual minutes left in this first leg encounter where the unseeded Buffalo Run of Thailand lead Phui FC of Vietnam by a goal to nil into the area. Here's Art Style, takes the deflection. Who's it going to drop to? Luckily for Phui FC, it dropped to a white shirt, but they still have to defend a throw-in deep inside their own territory.
You can see how Buffalo Run are trying to play. They like players to run down the channels and then try and beat the opposition's left back and right back with skills. And it's been working perfectly so far, as we saw with the goal.
Lulu from Vietnam's on the Facebook page looking for fellow Vietnamese to join in the fun. I know we've got, Lulu, plenty of Vietnamese on the page. Dang Siri says, come on, Phui, let's start fighting. Well, the Vietnamese are going to have to fight here. Be Real Studio.
I'm actually surprised Phui hasn't committed more men forward at this point.
Betterbird, are they onside here? El Colons was offside. No, he wasn't. It was a throw. They'll get the throw here, Buffalo Run. A second goal before the end here for Buffalo Run, and the Vietnamese would have an absolute mountain to climb. Can't be offside from the throw, of course. That's why the flag never went up there. El Colons, lovely, dishing and dashing, darting and running. Just trying to be a bit too much there, and Becky Wang can get it away for Phui FC as we approach the 80-minute mark and it in. Can Phui FC catch out Buffalo Run on the break? Not like that.
Yeah, I see Buffalo Run holding out for the victory and potentially scoring a second here. Phui FC have got to be very, very careful here.
Pote the Hulk, rare loose pass from him. And the Vietnamese can start getting something going, but shots on goal have been rarer than someone on the MRT in Singapore without a face mask in this first match.
I know I say this often, but Phui FC should consider playing two strikers up front the second leg, the Cam and the strike and
Berbatov gets it through. Doncat. And what's the decision here? Oh, is it offside or a foul? I think it might have been a foul, but they can see Phui FC. And is that just frustration late on, Nitin?
Yeah, definitely. Farmer Rakai and Duong haven't had the sort of partnership that they wish they could have. So maybe pushing Dui Mijim back to CAM in the second leg could potentially help that. But I don't think they've created enough chances. And if I'm not mistaken, they haven't got a shot on target as well.
They didn't have had any shots. Did they have one shot? They got one header in, didn't they? And it was Harmer went back to the keeper. Keeper had to come out from across, didn't he? That won't classify as a shot. Here's Jetamon. Still time for them here, Jimmy. 5 virtual minutes to go. This is the most promising. They've looked down the flank so far. Becca Wang, can he find a white shirt? No, he can't. And once more, the Buffalo Run defence holds firm. Shout out to Hatton, Topby, Jang and Mickey. The defensive line for Buffalo Run have been faultless so far, Knitted.
Yeah, and I have to say, Be Real Studio has been awesome. He's been helping out his defense. He's been in the attack as well. So fair play to him. He's had a really good game.
Jimmy, go up. They're starting to put the pressure on. Late on, there's a shot that was never really going to trouble the keeper. Surely takes a deflection and Buffalo Run can get it clear into the final 60 virtual seconds of this first leg. Remember, there's second leg still to come. We'll be heading to Vietnam in just a couple of moments' time at the Stadium Phui to see if the Buffalo Run can convert what looks certain to be now a first leg victory into safe passage through to the round of 16. Who will be taking on Pac 6 Squared or M16 of Singapore in the round of 16? We will find out in about 20 minutes' time.
That was the perfect example of how you get out of a press from the back.
Well,
Absolutely
Buffalo Run
stuff.
have got the win here. A sensational goal from Pia Pom in the 58th minute after great work down the left-hand side. And they deserved the win. They were good value for that victory, Nitin. And the Vietnamese have got work to do. I wonder whether we'll see any changes of personnel when we head to Vietnam for the second leg shortly.
Yeah, I just wanted to get confirmation on the goal. Was it Paw Pot who scored?
I thought it was Pia Pom. It came up as Pia Pom on the screen. Maybe it was Paw Pot. Maybe
that's any idea?
Maybe that's a change to the advertised name, but it certainly was advertised.
Paw
it was
Pot
Paw Pot.
Yeah.
Given as Pia Pom, but Paw Pot with the goal. The striker coming up. Well, they've given the goal to Betterbird there. No, it's Betterbird with the goal that they've credited it to. We've had some apologies. Obviously, the nature of the game means some of the names that we're given are going to be different to the names on the icons on the screen. But I think we have to give it to Betterbird. The game says Betterbird. That's official. It came initially as Pia Pom. So I think Betterbird's actually playing potentially as a replacement for Paw Pot, because I've not seen anything of Paw Pot on there. We'll hopefully get a chance to see the goal again, because Nitin was really enamoured with the wing play. It was one of those crosses, Nitin, that was so difficult to defend.
It was a great goal. You see, first that run down the channel for him to beat his defender and then put the cross in before That whole goal that happened was a masterpiece.
Must also mention VK actually made a stunning save from the initial effort. That was a stunning save. Watch this. The save initially, we didn't get the save there on the first one, but it was the follow-up that did the damage.
It was a fantastic goal. Great play overall. These guys know what they're doing. That cross right at the end was a perfectly dinked cross. Shame the right winger couldn't finish it off, but glad to see Beta Bird put his side in the lead, and it's a well-deserved 1-0 victory over the first leg.
Matt Hadir says, great goal. Kevin Showers with us, saying, do you casters play FIFA? Nitton certainly does. He's an absolute expert.
I do.
That was the shot that hit the post in the first half, and that was as close as we came to a goal in the first 45. Keep the comments coming. Like, share, follow, comment as we get another chance to look at the goal. The keeper's ended up facing the net, which is, I think, a cardinal sin when it comes to goalkeeping. He's ended up facing the wrong way. They're not taught to do that in the big leagues. And make no mistake, the One Play Pro Club Challenge is the big leagues. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some personnel changes at the second leg. It's coming up in a couple of seconds. But while we wait for the second leg to start, let's remind you of the great strand of programming, the original content that One Play Sports is producing along with Sports Singapore during this tough time for everyone. Obviously, it's designed to help Singaporeans keep active and keep busy when they're restricted to staying at home. But all of you, all around the world, are very welcome to join us each and every weekday. Coverage starting very early on with the Dawn Show First Light, where the elders in your household can maybe get a chance to do some exercise. Rise and Shine is some exercise activities for the slightly more mature audience, or less mature audience, I should say. Barbara and Kels Bells and Babs Latimer with the morning show from 10 a.m. Some great guests and some great little features there. Something for everyone there. Exercise, psychological help if you're struggling like I am indoors. I'm tearing my hair out what little of it is left. And they also give you some ideas as to what you can do with the kids indoors. Afternoon stretch, if you just had your dinner and you've got a full tummy, you don't want to be too energetic, but you want to keep active, that's the perfect program for you. And our fantastic chef Ben, 3 times a week with Watcher cooking some great recipe ideas to vary your diet. Don't want to be eating pot noodles, do you, for the whole of lockdown? You need to vary it up, be healthy, and there's some great healthy dishes for you on that show. And then 3 times a week, as if all that wasn't enough, Knitted, there is more. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, John and Duncan with their evening show. Plenty of fun and games. Again, the focus is on Singaporean athletes, but you're more than welcome, wherever you are in the world, to join us for that. And then, of course, that is the cake, the cherry on the top of the cake, the sprinkled nuts on the ice cream sundae from next week. 6 nights a week, 11 p.m. Don't say it like that. It's a good thing. You're going like,
no, it's fantastic.
Don't give me a... No,
I'm not. I'm just pointing at the sign. This is the cherry on top of the cake. We are the cherry on top of the cake.
You are the cherry.
Fair enough. I'll take being the cherry.
6 times I'll be the sprinkled nuts, because I am a bit nuts after all.
Fair enough.
6 nights a week, 11 p.m. Singapore time. That's GMT plus 8. And, of course, what we have now, stay with me, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, One Play Pro Club. And by the end of next week, we'll be into the round of 16. And then the big one. Doesn't get any bigger than this, folks, for this part of the world. The Sea Championship. 8 Sea Nations, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. The draw will be bringing you on Saturday to see who's in Group A and Group B. And a slightly different format in this one compared to the One Play Pro Club Challenge is we will have a group stage first. So the 8 nations will be divided into 2 groups of 4. They'll play each other home and away. Both those games will be played in the same match night, if you like, in terms of our coverage. And then the top 2 from each group qualify for the semi-finals, and there is a whopping, I think, $2,500 in prize money up for grabs for that one, including prizes for 3rd place and a golden boot and a golden glove. Ooh. Who's your money on in the Sea Championship? And don't just let your heart rule your head and say Singapore.
That's a tough one. Of course, being a Singaporean, I'll be supporting the Singaporean team, but I expect lots of quality from every team actually. But from this tournament, I have to say the teams from Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore have all definitely shown that they've got players who will cause opposition's problems. Always.
Irfan is looking forward to it. Irfan says, great to see the Sea Championship on the way. Irfan, we're looking forward to bringing it to you all live. How are we looking, guys, in the control room? Checking with our tournament director, Youssef, for the start of this second leg. They're still searching. Let's get back to concentrating on this game, because let's not forget this round of 32 clash is very finely poised. Do you think this delay is down to Phui FC? We're saying we're being told 1 minute to kick off, down to Phui FC trying to make some personnel changes and maybe get some of their original lineup who couldn't connect in the first leg back on board for the second.
Yeah, perhaps it could be a bunch of things. It could be the manager just needing a few more minutes to talk to his side, calm them down, just tell them, no, we've got to put our front foot in this game and get control of the game. I definitely feel over that first leg, Buffalo Run were well-deserving winners of that 1-0 victory, and Phui have a lot of improving to do in this second leg, and they're probably coming to terms with that.
I get the feeling the Vietnamese are going to have to get down. They're going to have to get dirty if they want to go through here. So with a dirty game potentially on the horizon, no yellow cards so far. Remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you must sanitise, stay safe, listen to your government, whichever country you're in, listen to the authorities and do what's best. Congratulations to our friends in Vietnam. Sing Chao, if you're watching in Vietnam. We know your restrictions have been lifted to a certain extent. Please don't abuse that and all stay safe. And as for everyone in Thailand, Malaysia and Singapore, for now, it's unfortunately still pretty much a lockdown scenario. And we are blessed to be able to be bringing you this fantastic esports coverage, and we are hopefully at least making your evenings a little bit more bearable with 11 p.m. action 6 nights a week. These are certainly making your life more bearable working on this, Nitin, isn't it? Because you don't really do enough during the daytime, do you?
No, actually, we do quite a bit. I'm heavily involved in the Active SG content that we have been
you're
producing.
working with the Sports Singapore stuff. What's your favourite Sports Singapore show? Which is your favourite?
I'd have to say I go with the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. They have lots of useful tips in terms of how to get your posture right, how to do some exercises from home, what to eat, how to keep your kids entertained during this whole circuit breaker period. So that's my favourite so far.
A little bit of Duncan Elias just died, if he's watching this.
No lah, as in I'm so used. I've worked with Duncan for 5 years now. I'm used to what he does. So Kelly and Barbara is something fresh for our viewers, and yeah.
So if they're fresh, is Duncan stale then? That's the implication.
Please, Duncan's show is targeted more towards Singapore and Singaporean athletes.
Okay.
So we are doing a international broadcast now. So I'm giving a show that international will be.
I know what you've done. Yeah, no, I see what you've done. That's very
Exactly.
good. So you're trying to help the international audience what their show they should pick.
Exactly, because we have we've got lots of people from Thailand and Vietnam. They may not be in sync with the Singaporean sporting scene. So something like the morning show with Kelly and Barbara is your cup of tea.
Who's your favourite Latimer, Kells or Babs?
I'm not going there.
Why?
I like them both equally.
Really?
They're very nice.
I'm more of a Babs Latimer kind of guy.
Fair enough.
But you like them both equally?
Yes.
Okay.
They're nice to work with.
I hope Kelly's not watching. She'll never talk to me again now. The game is coming. Don't worry. They're just getting their connections sorted out for this second leg. Remember, Buffalo Run leading by 1-0 as we head to the Stadium Phui in Vietnam. Can Buffalo Run bring this home, Nitin?
What's your prediction now?
My prediction is I think the Vietnamese are going to take this to extra time.
Wow.
I think we're going to get a 1-0 win to Vietnam and we could go to extra time. But what do I know? Nitin's the expert, and to his credit, he picked this as a shock before the match started. Let's get pitch size. Stadium Phui. It's going to be Phui in the white, Buffalo Run in the yellow with the black shorts, playing from right to left. The Vietnamese playing from left to right. Can they put on a better show on their home ground than they did moments ago in the virtual stadium in Thailand, where Buffalo Run gave them the run around?
Yeah, I'm actually, my hands are sweating. I don't know why. I'm feeling nervous for the Buffalo Run team. They were awesome in that first leg. I hope they can carry it up and take another unseeded team through. That'd be fantastic for us.
Here's Art Style, Be Real Studio. Pote the Hulk. This is nice. Oh, good stuff. Buffalo and a second goal here. Well, don't forget, a second goal here would give them the away goal, and then Phui FC would need to score twice. Well, they'd need to score actually 3 times, wouldn't they? They'd have to score 3 times to go through. Even 2 goals wouldn't get them to a scenario.
2 goals should get them
No,
through.
because if Buffalo Run get 1,
they've
got the away goal, haven't they?
If they get 1.
That's the beauty of keeping a clean sheet at home in the first leg. An away goal then is worth its weight in gold, which happens to be the colours, or amber and black if you like, of the Buffalo Run shirts. Phui FC, they need to make a statement, I fancy, early in this first half, because this game will really, I think, tip on its head if they can score first in this second leg. And this is promising. Here's Jimmy. Jimmy gets it through. Lovely work from Doncat. The ball is loose. And Buffalo Run momentarily flirting with danger.
Yeah, there was a guy, I think late was on the left that was open. That's not, it could have been slid through, but I think the striker just couldn't see him.
Here's Keddy to Jimmy. Jimmy to Becky. Oh, look at that. What on earth will you do there? Becky with a chance. Can he find the white shirt? Yes, he can. Can they finish?
They've got it. Oh, what a Coco Chang.
I thought that might have been handball. What a save that was. A great block.
Coco, you are the man. What a absolutely fantastic block that was.
Well, Coco's the name more associated with clowns than anything else, but there was nothing clowning about that defence from Coco. But the Vietnamese are finding their stride. This is a different proposition here. As Jimmy gets to the edge of the area, and they had the man on the overlap Nitin, but they couldn't get it to him.
I think it was Beckham Wang again on the left that was open. They've got to keep an eye out for that. They're missing out on some really good opportunities by avoiding him on the left, basically. Well, and he was the one who created that chance with that lovely flip-flap.
Here's Kumlik. Gets it to Goa. Phui FC looking much more steady now they're back home in Vietnam. Tomcat Be Real Studio, the anchor of that Buffalo Run midfield, gets it away, and they're looking dangerous here. Here's Betterberg, the scorer of that goal in the first leg. El Colons, jet him in. El Colons is going to get this back, and he's onside. Not many options in the box, so he goes back first. Now the hopeful cross comes in, it's headed away, but a Buffalo Run player is all over this, and they'll get another chance. Buffalo Run, Be Real Studio. A second goal, and it's disaster for Vietnam. Here was that handball. No, play on, says the referee. Pote the Hulk. Inside it goes to Jetamin. Lovely cross headed away from Kiddy, who does well.
Yeah, both sides so far in this second leg making good use of the width, trying to get crosses in.
It's
great play by
almost
Becky
run out
Wang.
of play.
He's worked hard as Becky Wang on the left.
Yeah.
He's playing well so far.
But it's just that one goal that separates the sides. There's El Colons, who's looked dangerous down the left. Oh, lovely work from El Colons. He's found a man in space. It's Art Style for the score!
Oh!
Art Style finishes it off. And now the Vietnamese have a mountain to climb. Buffalo Run lead 1-0 on the night, 2-0 on aggregate. What a score from Art Style, the centre midfielder, with an absolute ripper.
Yeah, Art Styles got Scholes 18 on his back, and he did Scholes. He paid tribute to Scholes there in fantastic fashion. A very Scholes-like finish, full of technique, right foot into the top left corner. No chance for the keeper. But having said that, we got to thank Coco Jung at the back, who's saved his team from conceding early, and since then they've gone on to take a 2-0 lead overall.
Keep the feedback coming on Facebook. Like, share, follow, comment. LSFC. PFC now need to score 3 goals. This game now cannot go to extra time. Is he offside? Surely.
I think he's off.
Flag's not gone
He's
up.
off, he's off, he's off,
I thought the flag went up very late there.
Yeah, the game does this. In FIFA 20, they added this where you can go
Late
off celebrating and then the flag goes up.
That's not very nice, is it? It's quite
It's fun though. It's fun to see your friends suffer.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fun if it's not happening to you.
Yeah.
I bet you've had many a naughty word come out your mouth when it's happened to you.
I've broken 7 controllers in my time, so
That's
I'm
quite
not very
impressive.
calm. I'm
That's
not a very
quite
calm
impressive.
person when I play games.
Corner. PFC is almost now or never, even though there's still 62 virtual minutes left here. They've got to score 3 times. A goal before half-time and at least give them an inkling. The keeper came and got nowhere near it, but they couldn't finish.
It's Coco Jung again.
Coco, the star man at the back, he's going to be a contender for Nitin's man of the match.
Oh, they got the counter here.
El Colonzi. Well, you can definitely stick a fork in it if they get another one.
You know, they just might, I see Phui pushing men forward, and that's going to leave lots of space at the back. There's plenty of time in it still.
Well, we had a non-seeded team go through in the shape of the shapeshifters, but we all know the story there. That was a bit of a shady move. This would go down as a genuine shock if Buffalo Run win this. And at the moment, they're less than a virtual hour away from pulling off the shock of the round of 32 so far. And it, of course, would make it then a whopping 5 Thai teams round through to the round of 16. Berbatov, PFC, tried to get it back to Berbatov, but Jet gets it away, only as far as Jimmy. They're pouring forward now. Berbatov, can he get the shot away? Buffalo Run's defensive work has been supreme.
Yeah, they have been really superb defensively. But again, Becky Wang was available on the left. Granted, he may have been offside before that pass could have been made, but he's finding a lot of space on the left. So Phui FC have got to use him and get him chances,
That
basically.
Came off Pote the Hulk last, so it will be a goal kick. But they have looked more dangerous coming forward for UFC, but you've already mentioned it, Nitin. The more numbers they push forward, we've seen that Buffalo Run can be ruthless in front of goal, and that's not a quality at the moment we're associating with the Vietnamese.
Yeah, and they're playing 2 strikers up front, which is danger bells basically for 4 defenders.
Free kick here. Surely 2 for out to have a poke. I wonder if that will stop him though. As we get to the final 6 minutes of the first half of the second leg, where Buffalo Run have got the crucial away goal and now lead 2-0 on aggregate. The Vietnamese need to score 3 without reply to go through. They play it short. El Colonzi misses out, but they get it back, and he's onside. Surely Pote!
Oh, good save. Good
what
save.
A save from VK Nyong, just about keeping PFC in the game right before half-time.
That could be the turning point of the game. VK Nguyen, fantastic stuff. Read exactly what the striker wanted to do, and covered the shot to his left.
Tom
Great
Cat
save.
Heads it away. Didn't quite pick up that corner, but Be Real Studio played it short. Did that come off Art Style last? Yes, it did. It will be a goal kick to PFC. Are they capable of scoring 3 goals in the second half? Yes or no?
I would say no. I think Buffalo Run are just playing too well, and they've got their defensive shape down to the T.
Is he onside here?
Yes,
The flag stays down.
on.
This could be one of them. Tom Cat.
Good save.
Super save. Sniper Lien with the best save he's had to make across the two legs so far, and a corner for the Vietnamese right before half-time. This would at least make it interesting if they could level it up on the night. They'd still trail on aggregate, remember. Decent out-swinging corner, but Kumik couldn't get the connection.
Ooh.
And that's a great acrobatic clearance at the back by Coco Jang. I think it was again. Coco Jang, what a player he's turning out to be. Here's Jongkat. Jimmy, the onside here, surely this time!
They got it.
He's offside again.
Oh my God, I thought he was on.
Well, that is the second goal they've had chalked off for offside, and nothing is going right for Vietnam. Yes, they may be the only country in Southeast Asia where the lockdown restrictions have been lifted, but they're being kept in lockdown virtually by Buffalo Run tonight, Nitin.
Yep, Baek Wang again found himself with space on the left, just probably needs to time his run slightly better. I believe he was the player that was offside. And before that, Duong had such a good chance to get his team back into the game, and he'd be very disappointed with his finish.
Over the top, Jetamin headed straight into the hands of VK Nyong. 3 virtual minutes added on at the end of the first half, presumably for the 2 disallowed goals. But Buffalo Run would be delighted with that, Nitin, as we look at the Loftus Road Stadium that's being used for this fixture. Loftus Road, the model for the home ground of Phui FC. That first half goal was worth its weight in gold. The Vietnamese now need to score 3. If they get 2, remember, it will still be Buffalo Run going through by the away goals rule.
Yeah, we've seen Phui FC put the ball into the back of the net twice in this half, but both goals were offside.
Looking at the stats, and you can see just that one shot on goal. Obviously, the shots that were deemed offside didn't count towards that. And again, as did in the first game, Buffalo Run just making more things happen in the final third, despite for the second game in succession having less possession.
Yeah, and over the 2 legs, in fact, over the 135 minutes that we've seen so far, I think there's no denying that Buffalo Run have been the better side and have created the better chances.
Dang Series with us on the Facebook comments box going, few had their chance and then they wasted it. And straight after they wasted that chance, exactly what Nitin said, the Buffalo Run boys came up with it. Give us a rendition of Buffalo Soldier to kick off the second half, Nitin.
Buffalo Soldiers, dreadlock Rasta.
Well, the Buffalo Soldiers of Buffalo Run are putting Phui FC to the sword. It's got quite a good voice fitting, hasn't he? We have to do a karaoke night with him one night.
Heart of America.
Not that good enough now.
Enough, huh? Thanks.
Nyong Chiang down the right-hand side. Out it goes. Vietnam, they clearly have to score early in this second half. Here's Berbatov. They're coming out with good intent. Here's Jimmy. Blocked by Jetamon. The defensive work both in midfield and at the back from Buffalo Run has been nothing short of sensational, and they've got their timings right when it comes to those offside calls.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the 2 central midfielders for the Buffalo Runners. Art Style and Jetamon have been fantastic, both defensively and offensively for their sides.
Keddy to Jimmy. Jimmy to Goa. Goa, the real studio, gets in the way. Berbatov. Now down this left-hand side, and Jetamin, you get the feeling the life is slowly seeping out of the Vietnamese charge of Phui FC. The seeded team, remember, currently 3rd in the Vietnamese league. They were 4th last season, and they're being turned over here by the team that are currently 4th in the Thai league. And Buffalo Run, a relatively new team as well, only been together just over a year.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when players click, they click, and it looks like for Buffalo Run, these guys really enjoy playing with each other and enjoy listening to instructions and keeping their shape. So it's paying off bucket loads here.
And at the moment, we must give a shout out to Sniper Lien in goal for Buffalo Run, because he's set to join Danny Bafford of Tiki Taka, Palm Kume of Hyenas, and Mai Ben Omar of the Shapeshifters. As I say that, he pulls off another great save, as being only 4 goalkeepers. There's 3 so far to keep 2 clean sheets. Remember, there is a prize for the Golden Gloves at the end of the competition, so he'll be desperate to keep the clean sheet. Sniper Lien. Oh, what are they doing here? They've gifted them a goal off the post.
My
they just can't score. Surely now, no. What on earth did Phui FC have to do to score? It seemed harder to hit the post than it was to hit the back of the net, but they managed to do it.
That was extremely unlucky, and all I can say is that's one of those scenarios where I feel FIFA just doesn't want you to score and you don't get to score.
Blame the computer, that's it. Never your fault, is it? Sniper Lien into the area. Another goal now, and the Vietnamese would be absolutely done for. As it is, they've only got 30 virtual minutes to get 3, and it looks unlikely, but the only positive for them is, on another day, they might have already had 3 Nitin.
Yeah, definitely. They've been the better side overall, though, you have to say, Buffalo Run. And in my opinion, Phui FC have done a little too much too late, in my opinion. They should have gone a bit more attack-minded in the first leg, and this has totally come back to haunt them.
Jimmy, outswinger with a wild outswing as well, to the edge of the area. And again, the Buffalo Run boys stand firm. Goa, Berbatov. Berbatov does really well to win that back. Can he get a telling cross in Berbatov? Can he find a white shirt? No, he can't. And who was that got that away? I think it was J-Ran that managed to clear that one for Buffalo Run.
Just something for Buffalo Run to take note of. I think they can stop playing the two strikers up front now. Phui FC have taken full control of the game, and they should drop one of them back into midfield.
If you're manager of Buffalo Run, you put the queue in the rack and say, listen, if we bring another defender back, you're simply not going to be able to score 3 goals in 24 minutes. But they might have to score 4 in a minute if this one goes in.
Oh, what a save.
Great save from VK Nyong. The reaction time there was milliseconds.
Yeah, fantastic cutback there. The fake shot, pushing it onto the left foot. He got the shot away quickly, but Nguyen there with a fantastic save, keeping his side still in it, although there's not much time left for
Phui FC
here.
Goa just doing enough. I think the game is up for Phui FC of Vietnam. Be Real Studio. Phui the Hulk. Phui the Hulk
He's
and
just trying to stall. He's just trying to stall and calm things down.
We see it in real football as well, and obviously, even though there's 20 virtual minutes left, it really only equates to about 90 seconds of time. Do you see teams trying to frustrate you with corner flag nonsense?
Oh, it happens all the time. That's probably one of the reasons why controllers get broken a lot, because when the games are important, especially when you play online, these guys, if they're up 1-0 at the 70th minute, they'll just start passing it around the back to the keeper.
You've broken 7 controllers.
Yes.
I'm going to do a quick snap poll on the Facebook comment section. How many controllers have you broken through frustration on FIFA 20? Nitin sends the benchmark at 20. I'd imagine in Vietnam tonight they might be breaking double-digit controllers. If they could, I think they break all 11 of them. Nothing's gone right for them, but take nothing away from Buffalo Run, who've been nothing short of sensational. And another chance for a goal.
Offside,
he's onside, and the keeper was offside. Again, the late flag.
The game does
he's yellow card. What was the yellow card for? I think he's pulled it back.
Could have been an earlier
for that yellow card to Berbatov. The first yellow card of the game goes to Berbatov in the middle.
15 virtual minutes left, and
that equates to in real time just over 60 seconds,
around
right?
There, yeah. Yusuf hasn't broken any controllers.
I don't, but Yusuf's a cool customer, isn't he? He's very suave and
I think he's lying.
Here's Kumlik. The Real Studio. I think another goal from Buffalo Run here would really put an exclamation mark on this. And I tell you something, Buffalo Run will be playing the winners of Saturday's All-Singapore clash between Pacific Squared and M16. And neither of those teams will be taking Buffalo Run lightly if they get through to that round of 16.
Yeah, I think anyone who has qualified into the round of 16 has reserved their place fully. And that's the same with Buffalo Run. They've been fantastic today, and they've rightly knocked out the seeded team.
Again, that was a very tight offside. It didn't look offside to me. They're not going to get 3 goals in the 9 and a bit virtual minutes that remain. Buffalo Run have pulled off the shock of this competition so far. They're going to beat the Vietnamese. Any goal that they scored now, Phui FC will only be a consolation. Here's Berbatov. Out to this left-hand side they go. They've got space, but they've not got time. Here's Keddy. Into the middle, takes the deflection, and Buffalo Run will just hack this away and try and get it out the other end of the park.
Phui FC have thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, at the Buffalo Run players, but nothing's working. That one great chance they had, they hit the post, and the keeper made a few saves. The defender cleared it off the line. Other than that, they had 2 offside goals, but overall, over the 2 legs.
The 2 offside goals were very marginal. They should have scored when they hit the post. On another day, they would have had 3 goals, and it might have been a different story. But football's not about ifs and buts. It's about what you make happen on the night. And credit to the ties of Buffalo Run, because they have made it happen in some style. All that remains to be seen now is if Sniper Liang can keep his clean sheet intact and become only the 4th goalkeeper in this tournament to keep 2 clean sheets through the round of 32, and it looks like he's going to do that. Can Buffalo Run get another goal? Just to put an exclamation mark on this performance. Phui the Hulk, nice skills, inside, flags down. Can they get the ball back? Art Style, look at this for Art Style. He's like exhibition stuff. Cross comes in. They can't get the finish, and there'll just be 2 virtual minutes to be added on, and they will fly by in the blink of an eye. Phui FC have been beaten here. They'll look back at those 2 disallowed goals for offside and the post that was hit when they should surely have scored. But Buffalo Run a good value for this.
I think they'll look back at the first leg, and I think they will feel they could have done more in that first leg and attacked a bit more. We saw in the second half they were totally dominant, trying to score. A bit of that in the first leg would have done them a huge amount of help.
It's finished here in Vietnam at the Stadium Phui on the night. Phui FC 0, Buffalo Run 1, 2-0 to the ties in aggregate, and they become the 2nd seeded team after the Shady Shapeshifters to make it through to the round of 16, where they'll face Singapore's Pacific Squared or M16 when they face off on Saturday to decide which of those teams goes through. As we leave the Loftus Road, aka Stadium Phui, we can look back on a game that was decided by 2 cracking goals. It was Betterbird in the first leg, and the Art Man got it done in the second. Great goal, that second goal of the tie, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think art style was fantastic over the two legs, both offensively and defensively. Playing a central midfield role in 4-4-2 is extremely hard. You got to go up and down the pitch. So fantastic stuff and a well-deserved place in the last 16.
Some world-class saves from both goalkeepers, but
Yes.
particularly Sniper Lien. Just
Yes.
wouldn't be beaten. He did run his luck a little bit, but he just wouldn't be beaten.
Yeah, he stood up and was counted for his team today. The manager will be thrilled with his performance, and only the fourth keeper to keep 2 clean sheets over the 2 legs.
Look at that from Art Style. The goal in the second leg, and when they scored that midway through the first half of the second leg, Phui had to score 3, and it was never going to happen. That's like a Benny Hill celebration, that is.
It's a Dele Alli celebration, actually.
You don't know who Benny Hill is. You're too young.
You don't know who Dele Alli is?
I know who Dele Alli is, but do you know who Benny Hill is?
Who's Benny Hill?
Do you not know Benny Hill, a very famous British comedian? And that's who Dele Alli's copying when he does that, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Offside, these are the offside goals that really were a dagger to the heart of the Vietnamese charge. So close. They were very marginal, weren't they?
Extremely marginal. Even, in fact, we got tricked with one of those
Yeah.
goals. We thought it was in, but
VK.
offside.
Another one of his good saves, the Vietnamese keeper. This was the
It's-
free kick effort
yeah.
from the Vietnamese.
Good save by Sniper Lien. Berbatov curling it into the top corner.
Look for all the world it was going to go over the bar, but it dipped down viciously. And look at the keeper just get a
Fingertips.
touch. Thought it might have been the bar for a second, but it was definitely a save, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a fantastic fingertip save. So Sniper Lien, well deserving of his 2 clean sheets.
So that just about does it for tonight's action. My, oh my, and it's timed perfectly. We're coming up to midnight local time in Singapore. Wherever you are in the world, we hope you're staying safe. Just going to check with my main man, Vic, to see if we can update the bracket to confirm what that means in the context of the tournament so far. And there you can see the first team through in the bottom right-hand side of the draw, Buffalo Run of Thailand. Well, they'll know they'll be playing a Singaporean team, but will it be Pac 6 Squared or M16 FC? And if you want to know the answer to that question, I've got good news for you, because that's our next offering this coming Saturday. Join us for an all-Singaporean clash. Nitin, what can you tell us about Pac 6 Squared and M16 who face off here on Saturday at the One Play Esports Spectrum?
Well, the 2 competitive teams from Singapore, and as we've seen in this, basically in every match in this tournament, every game's been of a high standard. So we're expecting more of the same. Unfortunately, one Singapore team will have to be knocked out, but that's part of the game here. We've got 4 Singapore teams ready through, I believe, and we'll see a 5th go through, but unfortunately we'll have to see one get knocked out as well.
And Hisham, who's with us in the studio tonight, he's been helping us with some rehearsals for the upcoming Sea Championship coverage. He's playing for M16, so you'll be getting behind Hisham.
I think he's playing for Pak
Oh,
Chik.
Pac 6, sorry.
Yeah.
Pac 6 Squared he's
Yeah.
playing for. He'll be pleased about that because they're the seeded team.
Good luck, bro.
Right, let me run through some names just before I say goodbye, because you've been brilliant on the Facebook comment section. Vic, can we throw up the LSFC one more time? Like, share, follow, comment. We're creating heroes and connecting communities here. Dang Suri says, excellent performance from everyone, including the commentator. Dang Suri says, one play rocks. Dang Suri, you're
wow.
my kind of guy.
I love you, bro.
Irfan has been commenting. There's a sad face emoticon from Trung Dang.
Don't be sad, bro. You know, you guys, the Vietnamese team tried their best, and it just wasn't their day today.
And this is an interesting one. Pay attention to this one, guys. Tiago says, I've just moved to Canada. He's in Vancouver, and I'm looking for a new team. I've played pro club since FIFA 15. He's got titles as an individual and as a team. He plays as a centre mid or a centre attacking mid. So if you want to get in touch with Tiago, if your team's lacking a player, go onto the Facebook comments page and connect with him there. So many of you, too many of you really, to be honest, to mention. Don't forget, studio@oneplaysports.com if you want a shout out given out on Saturday's coverage. Remember, on Saturday, you don't want to miss that, because we'll have the draw for the Sea Championship as well. And now we know that Vietnam, particularly if any of those PFC players are in the Vietnamese national team, they'll be on a revenge mission. And Vietnam are going to be the dangerous floaters in that as an unseeded team.
Yeah, you know, just because Phui FC got knocked out today doesn't mean it just shouldn't take away from any of the 2 teams that have qualified so far, and they've been fantastic. Phui FC may not have been their day today, but they tried their best. They created good chances, and
That's a very good point, because so many performances still stay in the mind, but the performances of Royal Cavaliers on match night 1, for me, still really impressive. Right, we'll let you go to bed now as it approaches midnight. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe. Do what the government tells you to do. And as we do after any experience with each other, Nitin and myself, we always sanitise. Stay safe. It may be May Day tomorrow, a public holiday in Singapore, but the full strand of Sports Singapore programme will be coming to you right bright and early from 7 a.m. with First Light. We've got Kelly and Babs at 10, afternoon stretch, cooking shows, everything going on, loads of content from India. You won't miss a trick if you stick with One Play Sports, and it's the big one on Saturday, a Singapore clash and the draw for the brand new Sea Championship. I'll leave you with this thought, friends. From next Wednesday, 6 nights a week for 5 weeks, One Play, Pro Club action with the Pro Club Challenge and the Sea Championship, all live and exclusive on the #1 show in town, One Play Sports. Enjoy what's left of your Thursday night, and we'll see you Saturday. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.